I've noticed that the outfits that age us aren't dramatic mistakes. They're usually comfortable choices we've repeated for years without ever pausing to ask if they still represent us. Looking older isn't actually the problem most women are trying to solve. What we're reacting to is something quieter, the feeling of looking stuck or invisible or slightly disconnected from ourselves. And the truth is, it rarely comes from one bad outfit. It comes from small styling habits that once felt practical, flattering, or safe, and slowly became automatic. This isn't about chasing trends, dressing younger, or fixing yourself. It's about awareness, about recognizing when comfort has turned into default and when familiarity has replaced intention. These are not fashion mistakes in the harsh sense. They're understandable choices, especially in busy, real lives. But when left unquestioned, they subtly affect how we're perceived and how we perceive ourselves. Let's start with the most common one of all. It often begins long before we even look at the clothes themselves. Mistake number 1, dressing on autopilot. This mistake isn't about taste, it's about repetition. Dressing on autopilot means reaching for the same silhouettes, the same combinations, the same formulas, day after day. Not because they're bad, but because they're familiar. I see this often in everyday settings, at cafes, at work, running errands. Women who look perfectly put together, yet somehow dated. Not unfashionable, just paused in time. Why this ages us is psychological. Autopilot signals stagnation, and stagnation, visually, is associated with low energy, not age itself. Elegance is strongly linked to presence, and presence requires a moment of choice. This doesn't mean buying new clothes. Sometimes it's as simple as asking one question before getting dressed. If I were choosing this for the first time today, would I still say yes? Often, the outfit isn't wrong, it's just unexamined. And once we're dressing on autopilot, comfort quietly takes over the decision-making. Mistake number 2, over-prioritizing comfort at the expense of structure. Comfort is not the enemy, but when comfort becomes shapeless, it changes how the body is read. Think of the difference between two outfits worn for the same errand. One is soft, loose, collapses when you sit or move. The other is still comfortable, but holds its form slightly. The second doesn't restrict movement, it supports it. Why structure matters is subtle but powerful. Clothes that maintain shape suggest vitality, intention, and self-respect. When garments lose structure, the body appears heavier, slower, even if it isn't. This has nothing to do with size, age, or body type. Structure looks different on every woman. On softer figures, it often means gentle tailoring. On straighter frames, it may mean defined seams or weightier fabrics. The goal isn't stiffness, it's quiet support. And even when structure is present, another detail can undermine the entire look. Proportion. Mistake number 3, ignoring proportion, especially top-to-bottom balance. Proportion is one of the fastest ways an outfit can age us because the eye reads imbalance as heaviness. A long, loose top paired with a long, loose bottom may feel comfortable, but visually, it shortens the body and softens posture. Compare that to a simple adjustment, the same trousers with a slightly defined top, or the same tunic balanced with a more fitted bottom. Nothing dramatic changes, yet presence does. Why proportion matters is physiological. Balanced proportions elongate movement. They make the body appear lighter, more upright, more awake. This isn't about rules like tuck everything in. It's about contrast. One defined element per outfit is often enough. One place where the eye can rest and understand the body's shape. Elegance isn't about restriction. It's about clarity. And even when shape and balance are right, color can quietly work against us, often without us realizing why. Mistake number 4, defaulting to dull or lifeless colors. Many women believe believe they're choosing safe colors, when in reality, they're choosing invisible ones. This usually happens slowly. Bright or fresh tones get replaced by muted blacks, dusty grays, flat beiges, not because they're more elegant, but because they feel easier, less noticeable. The issue isn't neutrality, it's the absence of light. Color affects how the face is read. Lifeless tones absorb light instead of reflecting it, which can emphasize shadows and fatigue, even on well-rested skin. This has nothing to do with age or complexion. Every woman has neutrals that work with her, not against her. Often it's a question of warmth, depth, or texture, not brightness. A soft ivory instead of dull beige, a warm charcoal instead of flat black, a gentle contrast near the face. Elegance isn't about fading into the background, it's about choosing harmony. And just as color quietly dates an outfit, accessories often anchor it firmly in another time. Mistake number 5, outdated accessories that signal another era. Accessories carry more visual weight than we realize. You can wear a modern outfit, but one outdated bag, shoe, or necklace can pull the entire look backward in time. This often happens unintentionally. Accessories last longer than clothes. We grow attached to them because they're familiar, functional, or once felt special. But style eras live most clearly in details. Chunky statement necklaces from a previous decade, overly ornate hardware, shoes with shapes we no longer see in everyday life. Why this ages us is perceptual. The eye reads accessories as timestamps. When they belong to another moment, the outfit does too. The good news is, this is the easiest update of all. You don't need many accessories, just current ones. Simpler lines, cleaner finishes, quiet intention. Often, updating one accessory modernizes 10 outfits instantly. And sometimes, the reason we hold on to these pieces has less to do with style and more to do with memory. Mistake number 6, holding on to clothes out of emotional attachment. Almost every woman has at least one piece like this. A dress from a meaningful time, a coat tied to a past version of herself, clothes that still look beautiful but no longer feel aligned. There's nothing wrong with sentiment, but when nostalgia enters daily dressing, it subtly pulls us backward. Why this ages us is emotional. Presence lives in the now. Wearing the past can dim that presence, even if the garment still fits. I once noticed this in a cafe. 2 women dressed similarly. One looked quietly current, the other seemed slightly distant, as if her clothes belonged to a different chapter. The difference wasn't quality, it was alignment. Elegance doesn't require erasing memories, it simply asks that your Bailey clothing reflect who you are today. Gratitude doesn't mean preservation. And finally, there's one mistake that has nothing to do with trends, color, or fit, but everything to do with how you move through the world. Mistake number 7, dressing without considering how you move. This is the most overlooked mistake because it has nothing to do with how an outfit looks when you're standing still. Elegance is kinetic. It's revealed in motion. An outfit may appear polished in the mirror, but tell a different story when you sit, walk, reach, or turn. Fabric that pulls, skirts that ride up, tops that collapse or twist. These small interruptions affect posture first, then presence. Why this ages us is physical. When clothing restricts or requires constant adjustment, the body becomes cautious. Movements grow smaller, shoulders tense, confidence quietly drains. This isn't about avoiding certain garments, it's about choosing pieces that move with you. Notice how you walk in an outfit, how you sit down, whether you forget about your clothes or keep fixing them. Refinement is often felt before it's seen, and when all these small choices come together, something deeper begins to shift. None of these choices are wrong. They're understandable. They come from busy lives, changing bodies, and years of prioritizing ease. Looking older isn't the issue. Disconnection is. Elegance isn't about erasing age or chasing youth. It's about staying present in how you dress, how you move, how you choose. You don't need a new wardrobe. You need awareness. This week, notice one habit you've been repeating without questioning and gently ask whether it still reflects who you are now. Elegance isn't about doing more. It's about choosing with intention and allowing yourself to evolve quietly and confidently.